So I don't know about you, but I was at that game yesterday, and I didn't see any signs or any jerseys thrown on the ice. Just saying. Just saying. For any of you who don't know what that was about, who are outside and disconnected from the Flames sphere, there's a particularly unhappy segment of the fan base, which I will admit is probably getting larger, who very much believe that trades need to be made at all costs. I don't disagree that trades need to be made, and I don't disagree that change needs to happen in the philosophy of the team. But this particular group of fans is of the belief that if the team isn't openly signaling that these things are going to happen, that they simply will not, and have not taken, I guess, the lessons of the last 2 years of Craig Conroy, who has done good work. Not all of it's been home runs, but he's done good work. And we're going to be protesting ownership and the president of hockey operations. Now, as I've said, the president of hockey operations is a useless position. But I think the segment of this fan base has lost the pulse of how most people in the city view the hockey team. I think they are very much focused on the big picture, and that is admirable. That is absolutely admirable. But here's the thing. I'm the guy you're looking to convince. I understand the long-term ramifications of a rebuild, of staying on the course we have taken. I am as dialed in to this hockey team as anybody in the city is. In fact, more than most. And, I will be very happy at the end of the season when the standings are decided. And at the trade deadline, when moves are made, if the Flames decide to view this year as sort of a lost season and recoup assets for our veterans. However, I am also going to several games a year, and I take a lot of my emotions. Some people who know me would say I stake too much of myself on the day-to-day goings-on of this hockey team. And you know what? Losing sucks. Punting a season sucks. Yes, there's potential gold at the end of the rainbow in the draft. The way you guys talk about the front office of this hockey team, I don't understand why you even want these moves to be made, because you have no faith that there's actual smart hockey people in this organization. I do not believe people are actively being forced to do their jobs poorly. Do I agree with the direction this team has taken for 2 decades? No, not entirely. Do I think, as some people have stated, we are essentially in the same place as the Buffalo Sabres, because they have technically won more playoff series than us in the last 20 years, because they made one deep run in the playoffs and haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. Their fans literally make parody songs about their team's playoff futility. Are we in that position? No, we're not. In fact, I genuinely believe that had a couple of players not made decisions they did 3 years ago, we would not even be having this conversation, because the team would look very different. Now, that's all coulda, woulda, shoulda, of course, and one of those players is no longer with us, God rest his soul. But the very idea that this franchise is in the same caliber as the Buffalo Sabres or the other cautionary tales is laughable. It's laughable. Should other decisions have been made? Should we have been closer to what we were 3 years ago sooner? Probably. There were several years in the Iginla era where it probably would have been good to sell and build. But here's the other portion of that. Our drafting record for the years that everyone talks about as this dark age of decision making, part of that was also because we drafted horribly. Now we are drafting properly. So I have faith that even outside of a lottery pick, we're gonna be finding the guys like Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov and these several wonderful prospects that we passed up on for years and years in our mid-range draft positions. I think we've done it already this past couple of drafts. All that is to say, I've said ownership is the problem. I said that in a video. I stand by it. Ownership and higher level management, specifically Don Maloney, are detrimental to this team. I don't think any modern NHL team needs a president of hockey operations. I think it is a lever for ownership to meddle in an otherwise sound hockey operation. Did you catch that? The hockey operations of the club are sound. Here's another dose of reality for you. Murray Edwards isn't going to sell the team. The team's more valuable than ever. They're about to be even more so because of Scotia Place. Even if there was a concentrated movement among the fan base, which there is to a degree, but even if it was a fully mobilized, concentrated movement, you're not gonna walk away from an asset that's more valuable than it's ever been. I would like to see the president of hockey operations removed. Am I gonna throw a jersey over it? am I going to throw an electronic tantrum on social media because of an interview that did not openly say that the Flames are trading away veteran assets? No. Because we are not in the room. None of us are. Even the reporters, the guys from 960, yes, they have sources. They are not in the room. It is the corporation's job, yes, to run the hockey team, but also to be a corporation. They're not going to telegraph their hand in the public media when there are a lot of fans who would stop going if the team openly said they were going to be bad. Yes, the city would support them. It's a city of 2 million people. There's enough of a fan base here that it would not be a danger to the team. I can't express this strongly enough. Your average person taking their kids or their friends or their clients to a hockey game, which is a big thing to do in Calgary, cares about the game in front of them that day. They don't care about the state of the franchise 3 to 5 years down the road. They don't, because winning that game makes it a better night. It makes better memories, and losing sucks. Losing sucks. So, the whole idea that there's going to be this revolt among fans in Calgary is just not viable. And you can like that or you can hate it. That's perfectly up to you. There will be a segment of the fans, and even a large one, who are upset. But your average Calgarian going to games does not care about the rebuild. They don't. Enough.